Hi, good morning, public health professionals. Today I'll be talking about 7 things to do during your 90 days after your new job. 7 things you need to concentrate on. Number one, concentrate on completing your trainings. Yes, your trainings are very, very important. Create a work plan on how to complete your trainings before the deadline. Yes, after you've done that, make sure you go speak. Number two, speak with your manager. Yes, your manager, be clear about expectations. What does your manager want you to achieve in that role? You want to find out what are the skills, what does she want you to do? Because the truth is, once you and your manager are conflicting in terms of expectation, you can hardly go far on that job, because it's going to cause rifts between you and your manager, and before you know it, things can escalate real quick. So I want to advise you. Number two, be clear about your expectations. Let your manager discuss with you what he or she expects of you in that role, so that you can create a work plan and start working towards it. Some managers can tell you in the first 90 days what we are looking out for. Let's say your role is clinical research coordinator. First 90 days, what we want you to concentrate on is learning how to use EKG, or learning how to draw blood from patients. It can be something as small as maybe learning how to work with patients in the patient room, in the waiting room, or maybe it can be as small as educating the participants, or maybe learning the study protocol. That's if you I'm just using this as an example. Learning the study protocol of the study, like what is expected, right? What is expected of them to achieve, all those kind of things. You have to know as an individual, what do they expect, what does your manager want to achieve in the first. Because whether you like it or not, your manager will always have a clear expectation what they want to achieve in your first 90 days. So you want to make sure you and your manager are in the same track. You have the same goal for your first 90 days. Number three, after you're clear with your expectation, go and meet the team. Learn to work with the team. Ask them for their challenges. What do they need? What challenges is the team facing? What are the challenges the team is facing? Like, what are challenges they are facing in terms of, maybe they need somebody to stand in gap for maybe a worker that just left for vacation, or maybe they're having problem with labeling supplies. That's if you're in research. Or maybe they're having problems with either maybe lab work, maybe they don't have lab technician and you need to stand in gap. Or maybe the challenges they are facing again is they need somebody who can take over their role, while all of them can while the other team member can go on vacation, so you can step in real fast. So you want to find out what are the challenges the team is facing. What do they need the most? What would they want you to do, so that you can step in and act fast? Because whether you know it or not, to go far in your career, you have to make sure that you and your team, you have the same goal of that role, especially when you just resume, because your team members are the ones giving feedback to your managers. They are the ones that go back behind these things to tell your manager one or two things, maybe the mistakes, the errors, what you did well, what you didn't do well. They are the ones that go back there. There are some people that are close to the managers, that the manager used to get information of what is going on outside there in your team. So you want to make sure you know what they really need, so that you can fill in as fast as possible. Because when you are slow to achieve these expectations, these are the things that can place you on peep real fast. They are not going to tell you this is what happened. Truly, they won't tell you this is what happened. But what they're going to do is, they won't tell you this is what happened. What they're going to do is, they will probably going to go to your manager and start saying things like, oh, she's too slow, she's too this. And whereas they did not communicate what the expectation is for you. Because as a team person, you want to be able to help your team member at any day, anytime, because that's what makes you a good team player. And every company wants a good team player. Number four, what you need to consider in your first 90 days, make sure you know the route. Yes, the route. As much as your first night, you want to concentrate on knowing where things are. Because whether you like it or not, if you keep asking questions on where's this document, where do you do this training, where do you take in your first 90 days. You're going to look like someone that is not serious, someone that is unorganized. You don't know where the team, let's say for example, where their hard drive is to get materials, or maybe where you have your meetings, or probably where do the team meet every week. Do you have team weekly meetings? All this. Your first 90 days is to figure out what are the things you would normally do on a weekly basis, so you don't have to ask people times without number, right? You want to be clear, you want to ask, you want to know all these things, note them down, get a document. Maybe you can use a notepad. This team has notes, right, where you can write all these things down. So get a document where you can get a notepad and write all these things down. What do they need? Ask the team member, like those things you normally need to function in your role, that you don't have to ask them over and over again. These are the smallest things that people document, and make them see you as somebody that is not fit for a particular role just because of all these tiny things. Make sure you know where all the things you need to function in your roles are kept. Make sure you study them. Get yourself a notepad. The Teams notes, you can use Team notes, you can use Microsoft Notes, where you can jot where this document is, so you don't have to ask over and over. Number 5, another thing you want to concentrate on in your first 90 days, go and network with other managers. You want to have people that can speak for you in rooms where you are not present. Network with other people in your company. Like, try to know other managers. It might not be in your department, it might be outside your department. Start networking with other people. You want to find out what they did well in their role. You want to find out the company's culture. Remember, you are still new, so you want to make sure you are ahead of the game. Find out what they need. What do they need? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you want to know who is who. Like, what I'm saying, you want to know who is who. How do they function? What do they do best? What's the company's culture? How did you survive in your role? There are individuals that, you agree with me, there are individuals that new company you just got a job, that have been there for like maybe 10 years or 15 years. You want to sit down with them and ask them questions. How are they able to sustain their role while they are there? What do they do differently? You want to interview them, so that when managers, maybe they are taking decision concerning taking decision concerning your team, you have somebody that can speak well for you in rooms where you are not present. They go like, oh, I was able to speak with so and so. Those things are the tiny things you do to climb the corporate ladder. Number 6, another thing you want to do, study your team members individually. Go and get to know your team members. I mean, this is the time to get to know who is who to go and meet for stuffs. You agree with me, not everybody, it's not everybody that you can approach the same way. You want to know who is patient. You want to know who is kind enough, who always, who you can always go to meet. You want to know who is somebody you can share your plight with, somebody you can share your experience with, like maybe probably somebody you can share your challenges with at work. Because you agree with me, not every member of your team should know your business. But however, you need somebody on the inside that you can vent to, because whether you like it or not, that first 90 days is new, so it can be so frustrating, it can be heavy, it can be tiring. So make sure you have somebody you can vent to, somebody you have studied enough that if you speak with this person, it's not going to be used against you. Make sure you know how to approach individual team member of your, like, know how to approach everybody on your team. You can't use the same strategy with everybody. Some people, they are good for probably maybe relating with them at a distance. There are some people you can relate with them when you have difficulty, when you have challenges in your role. They will always, there's somebody you can always relate with, and they are always ready to help. And there are some people, the moment you go to them to ask them questions, they are going to your manager straight that, oh, so and so came to ask me this, she doesn't know this. So you have to know the difference. So this is the time to study your team, so as to know who to approach, who to avoid from the onset. And number 7, Be very, very friendly and approachable. Yes, you are in a new environment. Try as much as possible, be approachable. Do not try to be friendly. Show to your team members that they can always reach out to you when they are in a fix. How do you show that? How do you show your team members that you're always available for them when they need somebody in emergency? How you show them is when you're done with your task, always cultivate the habit of going to meet one or two members. Oh, do they have anything you can help them with? Yes, try as much as possible. Once in a while, you can ask questions that, do they have anything you can help with at the moment? Probably you are just done with your task. Maybe you take the next task maybe in the next 2 hours, and you have like 30 minutes to yourself. If they have anything you can help them with, speak with them, so that way, if you are doing all those things, it's going to help you climb the corporate ladder. People can know that you are reliable, you are somebody that you're a good team player, that when there's an emergency, when there's anything, they can always count on you. You always show up for them. Or maybe when maybe a member of a team wants to take the day off, and you see that you don't really need that day, you can always step in for that person and represent that person. These are the things that makes you a team player. Then I want to add one extra bonus point. Even while helping all these people, while being a team player, make sure you stay consistent to your role on your job. Do not go outside your role. Yes, be very firm with your role. Make sure the job you're doing, whatever you're doing at work, in the first 90 days should be what you should be on your employment letter. It should state everything you're doing should not be outside the scope of your employment letter. Yes, you can be kind, you can be nice, you can be hardworking, but make sure you are doing everything to push you to the next level in your career. Do not go outside the scope of your job. And I think by doing this, you should be able to survive the first 90 days at your workplace. Guys, I would like you to share our videos. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click on the notification button so that whenever we post new videos, you're going to be notified. And also, please visit our page on Instagram, LifeGym Public Health. We share resources on career development, professional development, and personal development. Yes, and our services right there. We have services like resume writing, job placement application, LinkedIn optimization for all public health professionals, for all students. If you want to work with us, go to Instagram, go and click on the link on our bio, follow us on Instagram, and on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day. Bye.